back, everyone. This is another episode of Rediscovering God. I'm your host, Steve Eisenhower. Today I'm going to talk about another contradiction in the Christian New Testament that really helped me make up my mind to leave Christianity. Before I get started, guys, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and give me a big thumbs up if you like what I'm doing. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about the genealogies of Jesus, how they contradict one another, and how they contradict the Tanakh, and how that really discounts Jesus from being the Messiah in any shape or form. So first things first, I'm only going to be starting at Solomon, because from there on is really the parts that matter. Okay, so we're presented with a genealogy in both Matthew and Luke. These are cited to be the genealogies of Joseph. A way that Christianity has kind of explained the contradiction away. I mean, whilst it doesn't say this, but Christian tradition, or whether it's tradition or simply just an apologetic, is that Luke's genealogy is actually the genealogy of Mary. Yeah, so real quick, I'll get right into it. We'll start with Matthew's, and we'll cross-reference it with Luke's. So Matthew, it says that he comes from David, and then the next, because as we know, lineage is patrilineal. Your tribal identity and any claim you have to a tribe, right? So that goes through your father. So that's exactly the point why both genealogies are patrilineal in the Gospels. So they at least understood that much. But yeah, so you have Solomon in Matthew, but in Luke it says Nathan. So as we all know, should know, the rightful Messiah has to come from the line of Solomon. So right there, Luke's is already discredited. It's already nullified, and that's where the idea that it's Mary's genealogy comes in. But anyway, so Matthew at least had that much right, that it has to come through the line of Solomon. But you then have Rehoboam, Solomon's son, Abijah, Asaph, Jehoshaphat, Joram, Uzziah, Yotam, Ahaz, Hezekiah, Manasseh, Amos, Josiah, and then here's the next one, is Jeconiah. So if we look in the book of Jeremiah, we actually see a curse put upon Jeconiah, that none of his, it's upon Jeconiah, Joachim, and Shealtiel, that his line will never sit upon the throne of Judah. He will never, his descendants won't be heirs to the line of David. So when that happens, it actually transitions to his uncle, gets the kingship. But anyway, so it says Jeconiah, and then it has Jeconiah again, and then it actually says Shealtiel. So it has all of the cursed line right in Matthew's genealogy. And then Zerubbabel, who's mentioned in, of course, Ezra. He only ever becomes a governor, so he never actually sits upon the throne. You have Abiud, Eliakim, Azor, Zadok, Achim, Eliud, Eleazar, Matan, Yaakov, Joseph, Jesus. Okay, pretty simple. Obviously, we're not going to adhere, because if Jesus had no human father, well then none of this really matters anyway. So, yeah. if you adhere to such a belief and you're a Christian, that already disproves your claim, the fact that he has no human father. So, but okay, now Luke's. As I said, it begins with Nathan, which is the wrong son of David, so that already has it discounted. But I'll humor the scholars, I'll humor the Christians, and I'll say that this is Mary's genealogy. I'll humor that. So you have Nathan, Matatha, Menna, Meliah, Eliakim, Yonam, Joseph, Judah, Simeon, Levi, Matat, Yorim, Eleazar, Joshua, Elmadam, Kosam, Adi, Melchi, Neri, Shealtiel, so there's the cursed line again, Zerubbabel, Resa, Yohanan, Yoda, Yosek, Simeon. And here's where it starts to get a little interesting, because if this is Mary's genealogy, this is rather interesting. So it has Mattathias, Mahat, Nagai, Hazley, Nahum, Amos, Mattathias again, Joseph, Yanai, Melchi, Levi, Matat, Haley, Joseph, and Jesus. So why do I say that's so interesting that you have so many Mattathias and Matat in this genealogy? Well, we know from the Gospels that Mary is akin to Elizabeth, right? So it says that Elizabeth was a Levite. So these names here, Mattathias, Matat, they are very Hasmonean. The Maccabean family, which was a priestly family, they're Levites. And as we know, the Hasmoneans set up their own dynasty, considered themselves kings, wrongly, after Hanukkah. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. So even though it does say Joseph, as I had mentioned, they say this is Mary's genealogy, but everyone tries to say that Mary is from the tribe of Judah, in case Joseph really wasn't the father, so the mother has it too. I mean, I'll humor the fact that it's not I'll humor that they say it's not patrilineal, and that it can go through Mary. But these names right here are you even have a Levi right before Matat. So it's pretty clear that these are, it's a priestly family. I mean, there's more names to begin with. But in Matthew's genealogy, you don't have a single Levi. Right? But then you read Luke's, you have a Levi, 2 Mattathias, and 1 Matat. And that is very Hasmonean, very Levitical. It's obviously a Levite line rather than one of that of Judah. So right there, that would discount the matrilineal idea. So it's pretty clear that these two, for one, didn't actually know the lineage of Jesus, and didn't actually know that each of the other was writing a genealogy. That's rather clear. But I'm going to keep going back to, it doesn't say that this is Mary's genealogy. It says that it's Joseph. So maybe Joseph was actually Hasmonean. But yeah, so I'm going to keep this one real short, guys. I just wanted to present that 3 major points. They don't agree, first of all. Only one goes through Solomon. The one of Luke goes through Natan, which already discounts it. It's asserted that Luke's genealogy is that of Mary. That disqualifies it because tribal affiliation is patrilineal. So two ways we have already discounted Luke's. And then Matthew's, it goes through Jeconiah, Jehoiakim, and Shealtiel. So that right there discounts Matthew's. And Luke also includes Shealtiel, so that discounts Luke's. And then furthermore, as we get lower and lower into the genealogy of Luke, we have Hasmonean and Levite names turning up, which is just another discount for it being from the line of Judah. So yeah, guys, these genealogies really mean next to nothing as far as Jesus' messiahship claim goes. In fact, they actually disprove it. Between Jeremiah's curse upon the line of Jeconiah, that none of his descendants will ever sit upon the throne of Judah, and for Luke's, you have the Hasmonean line here, the Hasmonean names, Levite names, showing it's not Judah. And if it's Mary, a matrilineal line doesn't matter. Tribal affiliation is through your father. You can see that in Numbers, 1st chapter. And on top of that, Luke's comes through Nathan, which automatically disqualifies it because the Messiah has to come through Solomon. But alright, guys, that's all I have for this video. As I've said in other videos, I have a book giveaway coming up, so keep hitting that subscribe button. I'm going to give a book away at 1,000. Working on a website, and we'll need an email. We're going to have an email list. If you sign up for that, you'll get a free ebook written by yours truly. It'll be a good little resource to have in your pocket if you're ever presented with the missionary argument. But yeah, until next time, guys, I'm Steve Eisenhower. Thanks for tuning in. This was Rediscovering God, and we'll see you next time.